I want to start off this video by thanking all of you for trusting me with your fertility. I can't believe it, but Fertility TV has reached 200,000 subscribers. And I never imagined in my wildest dreams that this could be possible when I uploaded my first video 6 years ago. I uploaded that video because I wanted to reach out to more people just like you and help you with your fertility. And I've done way more than I ever thought that I could do. I've reached so many of you to help support you on your fertility journey. And for that, I am not only grateful, but I am thrilled about. And I'm super excited to have reached 200,000 subscribers because of all of you. To celebrate reaching 200,000 subscribers, I'm bringing all of you a new video, a new story of hope, because I know how impactful these videos are and how much you all love them. And as a thank you to all of you for trusting me with your fertility, I've got 2 surprises for those of you who have been thinking about enrolling in one of my online coaching programs. But first, we're going to talk about the story of hope. We're going to hear Alicia's story. And then at the end, I'll share those 2 surprises with all of you. Today, we're going to watch Alicia's story. And as always, I'm going to be commenting throughout it so you can learn a little bit more about what I did and why I did it for her and see how it can improve and impact your fertility journey. Maybe there's something in there that you can start to utilize as well. This is a tough story. It's a difficult story with lots of hard times, but in the end, there's always hope. And she ends up with the baby of her dreams. She tried for a few years on her own before she reached out to myself and my team. So for those of you who have been trying for a while, keep watching this video. I think you're going to find it helpful. My name is Dr. Marc Sklar, also known as the Fertility Expert, and welcome to Fertility TV, your YouTube channel dedicated to helping you get pregnant. I've been working with couples from all over the world for over 18 years through my online coaching programs and right here in San Diego at both of my clinics. And the story you're about to hear is a story that I hear often, more so in terms of the length of time that someone's trying before they reach out versus all the intricate details and the difficulties that Alicia went through. But you're gonna find this really, really helpful and useful on your journey, so keep watching to learn more. So now let's learn more about Alicia, her story, and her fertility process. She was over 35 when she started her fertility journey, and she really didn't think it was going to be a fertility journey like many of you. She just started trying and she was over 35. And quickly after she started trying, she did get pregnant. But sadly, due to severe preeclampsia, she gave birth to the baby at 24 weeks. And after 4 weeks in the NICU, unfortunately, her and her husband lost the little one. And after such a tragic experience, rightly so, they decided to take a little break, take a step back, focus on themselves, their relationship, before trying again. And when Alicia and her husband were ready to start trying again, they were unable to get pregnant on their own. So they were concerned, rightly so. A year passed and they felt like it was time to start to look for more help to see if there was something going on that needed a little bit more support. They went to all the normal specialists, and they were giving trigger shots, which didn't work. They did IUIs, which also didn't work. And the next destination on this journey was to start talking about IVF. But they weren't ready for that. That's not the path they wanted to go down. So now let's hear from her in her own words.
I'm a woman of faith, so I give all glory to God in all of this, but I know that God used Dr. Sklar in a big way to bring about our pregnancy, and he used like acupuncture and people praying, but it was just like that was such a big piece of God's plan for our fertility, just kind of on a personal faith note.
I want to take a moment here, not to acknowledge about what she said about me, but to acknowledge what she said about faith. Faith is something that continues to be an important piece of anyone's journey that I have seen over the years. It provides continued hope, it provides continued determination, and it gives you a place to be rooted and grounded, regardless of what you believe in. God or no God, spirituality or no spirituality, faith in your ability, faith in your body, faith in a higher power, whatever it might be. Faith is an important piece in any fertility journey, and I want you all to take that piece out of this, especially from her journey and her story, because that kept her going through all the dark times, and there were some hard times for her. So remember, there's always hope if you have faith and belief in yourself and potentially something more.
Very little difficulty. It was one of those things where we weren't even trying very hard. And I think it only took us 4 months and we conceived our beautiful daughter. But unfortunately, I had preeclampsia, severe onset preeclampsia, and she was born at 26 weeks gestation, and we lost her. You know, she lasted 6 days, fought really hard in the NICU, and she sadly passed away, our daughter. So it was really, really difficult time. And after that, we waited almost a year for my body to kind of heal after the preeclampsia, and then we started trying again, and nothing was working. We just, it was about after a year of nothing, that's when we started to see specialists. Yeah, we just kind of went to the normal fertility specialist.
So I think an important piece here, as we're talking about what she went through, obviously a difficult time with the loss due to the preeclampsia that she had, which can certainly happen. And more importantly, she recognized that she needed some time before she ever saw a specialist, right? They wanted to give her body some time to heal, which I recommend for anybody with a loss. And they wanted to then start trying again before they had to go to see anybody else. They felt like, and rightly so, that they should be able to conceive on their own. So those are the right steps. Nothing wrong with the approach she just took.
These specialists through our medical, offices, through my insurance, and they first had us do, I have to think about this. They had us do trigger shots. We did trigger shots so that I could ovulate at a certain time, and then timed intercourse, and that wasn't working. So then after a few months of that, we moved to the IUI.
For those who don't know, a trigger shot is an injection that causes your follicles to rupture, to ovulate out and release the egg. It's not an uncommon place to start. It allows you to try naturally at home and have timed intercourse at home, because you know when you're ovulating because you use the trigger shot, so timing can be easier, right? It's also relatively low intervention and relatively inexpensive. So those are all nice places to start for many people. But again, that's not the place to jump to if you haven't been trying on your own at home naturally without any intervention. This would be the next step from there.
IUIs. And the IUIs, I think we did 3 or 4, and that also didn't work. So they kind of told us that, hey, the few IUIs didn't work, so now you got to consider IVF.
And this is a very common progression that happens when we're on our fertility journey. We are moving forward. We go from trigger shot to IUI, and from the IUI, we're going to do several rounds of IUI. That does, by the way, typically include some medication like Clomid or Letrozole, and a trigger injection like she used there. And so this is a normal progression, right? And it's normal to have at least 3 tries of insemination before we determine if it's successful or not. And so they did all those things. And then, like she said, the next progression from there typically is going to be IVF. So when I evaluated her case, and in this case, actually her and her husband's situation, what we came to realize were there were several variables that were overlooked. First and foremost, this was both a male and female situation. Not extreme, really, but we did need to address some things on the male side of things, which is often the case, so we can never overlook that piece as well. And we did have to look at some situations when it came to Alicia and her hormones. Her hormones were a little bit off, imbalanced, not in the right levels that I wanted to see, specifically with her FSH levels. Her adrenal function was a bit also compromised as well, due to a lot of the stress that they had been through, right? I mean, they had been through a lot of trauma through the first pregnancy. It was impacting the ability for them to move forward. And so that stress absolutely needed to be accounted for as well. And also in my evaluation, we did find some minor blood clotting issues that also needed to be addressed within the plan. And so that's what I laid out for them in terms of the plan that I wanted them to follow. We needed to address the male side of things. We need to increase and move blood circulation. We needed to support pituitary and adrenal function as well to help regulate her hormones through both of those glands. And that takes time. As you heard her say, they did get pregnant. It took 7 months for that to occur. And that's not an unreasonable time frame to hear and to experience. So I want all of you to recognize is to make the necessary changes in our constitution to affect our cells, to affect our hormones. It takes time. This doesn't happen in a day, in a week, or a month. And so we need to give the space for that to occur. And that's what they did. They did give themselves the space for that to happen. I'm not saying they didn't get impatient at times, because we all do, especially when we go 3-4 months down the road, not much has happened in terms of the positive pregnancy test. Then my job is to remind all of you of the baby steps, the progress that you've achieved, which is what we did with them, the goals where they have to go, and the patience to maintain, right? That I often say it's not about perfection, it's about progress, and they were making plenty of progress and continued to be making that progress over time. So I saw no reason to jump the gun and make huge changes in their situation.
It was a natural. It was a, what do they call it? Spontaneous conception, I think they call it. So we wanted to try it for about a year with the natural stuff to see what would happen. And it was pretty amazing because it was on my 35th birthday that I got the positive pregnancy test. And we were just so excited and just so happy. And it's just like, a little miracle baby, because we had been just waiting so long to bring a baby home from the hospital. So it was just very awesome to be able to have that moment and to now have a healthy child who is almost 8 months old.
They were willing to give it a year. It happened in 7 months, and she found out on her birthday, which is also so special in and of itself. And as she's talking to us in this little video, their little one is 8 months old, which is such a wonderful thing to hear. So let's keep hearing her story.
For women, at least, is that we have our biological clocks are ticking. And I think that women who are past, 35 in their late 30s, maybe think that that's like the last result completely is to do IVF. And I think everybody's different. And if people do IVF, I say, yeah, that's great. But if there's some hesitation, I would definitely recommend trying natural fertility and just talking to a specialist about kind of like a plan, like, hey, let's just try this for 6 months and see what happens. I know that Dr. Sklar also works with patients who want to do IVF to help the natural fertility boost the chances of successful IVF. So I think that it's just good to take a breath and just try something a little different.
So one of the pieces here that I think is important to recognize is, again, it's about time, but it's also about having the right plan. Like she said, it's about following a plan, following a process for a period of time, which is what they committed to. So I want all of you to start to ask yourselves this question. How much time are you willing to commit to yourself to become healthier, to each other as a couple, to yield the results that you're looking for? How much time are you willing to commit to find what the root cause is, to treat that, give it the space and opportunity so that you can get the results in the pregnancy that you desire? They were willing to give upwards of a year, and it happened in 7 months. How much time are you willing to give yourself? I want to hear from all of you. Comment below. These are the same conversations I have with couples all the time as they join one of my programs. We want to understand their situation, and we want all of you to create a time frame that you're comfortable with. That line in the sand that you draw can be erased and moved when you get there, but we need a goal to strive for, so we're not asking ourselves every cycle, did we or didn't we get pregnant, and what do we do now? So if you're over 35, you've been trying for more than 6 months, you may need a personalized plan to help you figure things out, to help you understand what else you need to be adding into your process and your plan besides just a little bit of dietary changes and maybe some supplements that you saw on the internet. You might need a more comprehensive assessment, what home therapies you need to be doing, what additional testing you need to be doing. how to interpret the labs and results that you're getting to really understand what's going on at the root problem, at the root cause, and to help you create a personalized plan to help you get the results that you're looking for, just like Alicia and her husband. They committed to a time frame that they were comfortable with. And again, I want to ask all of you, what time frame are you comfortable with to get the results that you're desiring? And remember, I told you all that we had 2 surprises for you for reaching 200,000 subscribers. Well, I want to share those with all of you now. The first one is if you are looking to join my Hope Fertility Coaching Program to get a personalized plan, to create something special and unique for all of you to help you reach your goal, then I am opening up more spaces so that we can talk to more of you, so that we can determine if you're the right fit to join our program. If you are interested in signing up to have a discovery call with my team to see if you're the right fit to join my program, then we have more space for you, and all you have to do is use the link in the description below. The second one is I am going to give all of you a $200 discount on my do-it-yourself program called the Positive Pregnancy Method. All you have to do is use the code FertilityTV at checkout to get the $200 off. Obviously, that $200 off is because we reached 200,000 subscribers. So you could take advantage of that, again, by using the coupon code FertilityTV at checkout. Again, that link for that and my Hope Fertility Coaching Program are all in the description below. I do want to remind you all and let you know that the Positive Pregnancy Method program is a do-it-yourself program. What does that mean? It means you're not going to get private coaching and a private plan from me or my team. We don't talk privately. You get to join my online program. You get to join my private group for that, where all the women together support each other to reach their goals. And this program is perfect for you if you've been trying for less than 6 months or you're under 35. This will help you set the foundational work, help you get initial blood tests, the foundational blood tests that I think are important, and help you start moving forward in the right direction on your fertility journey. As always, I want to hear from all of you. What did you find valuable in this story of hope? Comment below and let me know. If you found this video useful, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, then you need to be, because that's how we got to 200,000. So hit that bell, subscribe, and get notified when I put out my next video for all of you. All right, everyone, until the next video, I want you all to stay safe, stay healthy, and most of all, stay fertile.